Hello, welcome to my channel. It's Marguerite, and this is Reiki healing number 12. And I've been picking some angel cards at the end. And yesterday, when I picked transformation, going from the darkness to the light. And then I heard the new song by Pentatonics. I think that's who they are. Sound of Silence. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Come to talk with you again. And I myself have definitely been in the darkness, and there's a line that says, our silence is poison. And for me, there's like two silences where I've sort of been at since 2019 started. Well, no, 2018 was pretty crazy. It was the good times, it was the worst of times. No, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. But not being available, really in self-preservation. And then there's the silence of the shame in my story. But there's also a miracle story happening at the same time. And it's that silence of not telling my story. And, why? Because I tell parts of it, but there's a lot of depth that I don't go into. So I want you to know that you're not alone, especially if you are feeling so weary. So yesterday, it was a miracle that Alex, who was a past Reiki client, maybe like 5 years ago, and I'm not going to go into why I was working with him for a few months, but we'll just say he was like flat out on his back. Couldn't move. And so he related to me that he tells this story all the time. That the day before, a friend of his suggested he call in Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. So more or less the, Michael with for protection and Raphael for healing. And then I gave him Reiki the next day and told him that Archangel Raphael and Archangel Michael came and were there with me working on him. Well, yesterday was the Palladians came through, so when I told him after that I dedicated yesterday to him, and he didn't know who the Palladians are, and I said there are star sisters and brothers coming to help with this rebirth, and they call it the new dawn. And we are all bringers of the dawn. And it sure feels like it's the darkest before the dawn. Man. And they suggested if he was open, or if anyone was open to it, to at night ask them, basically, beam me up, Scotty, and put me in a med bed. And he laughed. He said, that's exactly what I feel like I need, is a med bed. Oh, so I never know what's going to come through. And I love that it doesn't matter. I don't actually have to be with the person. It doesn't matter when you watch this, because the energy, the transmission gets turned on. And, it's not a matter of time. It's a matter of penetration. So when I went back and did it, because it's healing for myself, I was using two crystals, tourmaline for grounding and protection, and the emerald, the raw emerald. But it was when I put the crystals down and just used my hands that the energy really came through. So yeah, can we even sit in this stillness? Can people even just be in the silence with me? I'm not playing music today. Well, you may hear the I'm laughing. The heating vent. I always hear that in the playback. The heating comes on a lot and it's loud. But I really want to invite you to just set yourself at ease. No matter where you are, in the light, in the shadow, this too shall pass. And what I've been saying is it's not good or bad, it just is. I've had some amazing Reiki journeys for myself and for others. And I think I just want to share this quickly before I go in to the Reiki today. So one of the trauma times in my life is when my parents passed 3.5 weeks of each other. Totally unexpected. It was my dad first and then my mom. And I gave her Reiki all day in the hospital. And she died that night. And so I've never had anyone be able to answer this question. So if you are a Reiki master or energy healer, or Reiki practitioner, and you can answer this. So when I got to the hospital, it was probably like 3 in the morning, and one of my mom's friends were there. And so she had been dead, I don't know, a good hour anyways. And I was sitting on the bed, right? They still had her in the bed. And I had my hand on her leg. And all of a sudden my hand started heating up, like her body was taking Reiki again. And then I saw her hovering over herself. And she looked at my friend, and I got terrified, and I jumped up. And as soon as I jumped up, the connection was gone, and she was gone. So I just thought that was really interesting that, that the body was taking energy again. And so, many years after I had seen mediums, and they channeled my parents, and there's no way these two different women would know, what happened in my childhood and things like that. So we're not alone. And there's another miracle Reiki story I'll tell you about when I was in the hospital. It seems I've helped people cross over. And that's what the two women had said, that you helped your mom cross over. And I really think it was from the Reiki all day that I was giving her. Yeah. So, as I said, I'm not sure if anything will come through. I have today 2 young men, and I'll just connect to their higher self. But I will also dedicate this to them, who are also in a dark place. And I know what it's like when you're so exhausted and you can't reach out for help, but you're also, wondering why no one else is reaching out to you, and you feel so alone. But you're not alone. You're not alone. I can say with 100% certainty from my own experiences. So I invite you to take a deep breath with me. Exhale, big sigh through your mouth. You can see yourself in an eggshell of blue light. And in your mind, you can say yes if you'd like this Reiki transmission. And I call to my spiritual entourage any beings of light and love that wish to assist with this healing transmission. And on behalf of myself and others, Kuan Yin says, call for her if you need mercy. Mercy, lift some of this heaviness. And I invoke the violet flame to move through me and all of humanity into Mother Earth and all upon her. I start the transmission. Just see if you can sink into this stillness, soften your body. If you give the command to relax, it will relax your jaw. Ask your shoulders to relax. Soften into whatever you're sitting upon. Maybe you're lying. You can breathe from your belly to your heart. And exhale from your heart down to your belly. Pull your belly button right back towards your spine. Release all air. And let it inhale like you're blowing up a balloon. Exhale, release all air. Right within you, in your heart, is a treasure trove of love. And let this love move from your heart to parts of your body that you need healing. The love from within you. Let it move through circulate with your blood. Think about the miracle that your body is. You don't even have to think about how to breathe, how to digest your food. All the many systems that work, that love you, that run you. this Reiki to soothe you. Allow it to recharge you. And then placing your hands on your heart if you wish. And I'll end the transmission. Ask you to join me for a deep breath and a big sigh. Do 3 times. If you want, you can even bring your shoulders up towards your ears. And I thank my guides and my inner being for coming forth and asking to be seen. To know that love is right within, in the sound of my own silence. So let's see what today's cards are. Purification. Taking a shower. I like to use Archangel Michael's sword when I'm in the shower cutting cords. Brotherhood. Well, brotherhood, sisterhood. Our oneness. Our humanness. That's where we are all the same, is in our suffering. Education. Well, I feel like I might have educated a little today with my experiences with Reiki. I'd love to hear your experiences. Or again, if you know why the body would take Reiki after the soul is left. So I just want to say thank you, Alex, forward your donation to my page. And it is an exchange. Reiki is an exchange of energy. So since you can't really give me a hug, or you can definitely donate. I'm not going to say no to that. But like, share, comment, hearts is yeah, the Reiki definitely, according to where I was passed on, Dr. Usui, and what he discovered was when there was an exchange of energy. That's when the Reiki really stuck. And I welcome new subscribers, and if you'd like to subscribe and have the bell on, so when I actually do some live streaming again, you'll get notified. So big love, peace. Thanks for being here with me on this healing journey.